Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be reading a multi-character reader by me. So let's get into it. Tanjiro. Tanjiro did not usually focus with what clothes you were wearing. He was carefree, as you like to say. He didn't really put a lot of thought into it. And he knew basic self-defense. And since he did not usually experience jealousy, that was all he was worried about. He didn't worry about you seeing someone else or anything like that. But he didn't expect you to do this to him. He didn't do anything wrong. Not really. But what you were doing to his heart right now was absolutely out of order. He saw you coming out of the room because you were preparing to go out. And that tight short skirt that you were wearing made his mind go crazy. It highlighted the lower part of your back and all of your curves, making him unable to keep his eyes away. And they wanted by any means to prevent you from going out that day, not knowing what to do. He then grabbed you, dragging you to your room, and before you could get anything out and ask him what he was doing, he cupped your face in his hands and kissed you, deepening it. And before you knew it, the two of you were making out. Your outing with your friends completely forgotten. Zenitsu. Zenitsu was a little jealous usually, but it never got him to act out. What really got him to act out today was the fact that you hadn't hung out with him all week, and the only free time you got, you decided to hang out with your friends. It made him so extremely jealous, and he didn't know how to react. And what was even worse was the outfit that you were wearing. It looked so extremely right on you, but he couldn't imagine you bending wearing that skirt. It was too short to actually do anything with. He didn't know how you could bear wearing it. And how exactly were you going to wear it in front of anyone else but him? He was so clingy before you went. And you apologized to him multiple times, telling him that you couldn't cancel because you planned with a few friends. Before he begged you to change your skirt, telling you that you looked too good for anyone else to see, and that you should only wear it for him. He just laughed fondly, nodding, and actually changed into a similar one that was a little bit longer, not wanting him to worry about you all the way, and also to be the first one to spend so much time with you in that lovely skirt. Inosuke. Inosuke was carefree for his own reasons. He didn't easily get jealous, but he would get extremely jealous if he witnessed someone touching you or something like that, or being overly close with you. But when it came to clothing, he didn't really care, as someone who was half naked half the time, or most of it. He didn't also care about appearances. The most thing he cared about was strength, which meant he was not also worried about you being unable to defend yourself. But sometimes there was an exception, and today was an exception. You were wearing a new skirt that you had purchased, and it was overly short. So short that it felt as though you were wearing one of his long shirts instead. It didn't leave much for the imagination. And since Inosuke was not an imaginative person, all it took was one look at you for him to go completely wild. He pinned you by the wrists. You blushed brightly, nervous, looking at him like you didn't know what he was thinking. But then, "You look too good to go out. Stay with me today," he whispered, trailing kisses down your neck, and wrapping his arms around your waist soon after, pulling you close, while you wrapped your legs around his waist. You didn't go out that night, taking care of much more important things. Giyuu Tomioka, you were starving for some contact from him. He was overly distant recently, and busy too. You understood that in his line of work, not much free time and rest was available. He knew how hard it was for him, but you were also human. He missed him, and you thought to at least try something out to get him back, even if just for a day. He came early tonight, which was good. It was the first step to your plan. You had been waiting for him to come early to try this on. You were going to put on your most revealing outfit and act as if you were going out. And if it didn't work, then maybe you were going to spend the night out, alone and crying in a bar. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. You got out of the room with a short skirt and a revealing shirt. You, I'm going out tonight. Take care, alright? He said, desperate that he comes and stops you somehow. And it did work. It worked. He was staring at you with those blue eyes of his, completely silent for a moment, before muttering, I need to stay with you tonight. It's been a while, hasn't it? You should at least spend the day with me, he said. And you knew it. He was a possessive bastard, and you loved him for it. Are you sure about that? I thought you were busy and wanted to sleep. He shook his head, getting up and coming closer to you, wrapping his arms around you, and burying his face in your neck. He was too pure for this world, to be honest. He just got jealous, and noticed how much he cares about you, and how much he wants you by his side. Rengoku. Rengoku was not usually jealous, but he was protective, and sometimes, just a little bit, he could be possessive of you, but it didn't usually happen. However, today might have been a special day. He came early, and you weren't home at all. And when you came at night, you told him you had a night out and wanted to go with friends. He pouted at first, feeling upset and jealous. But then, when you put on those clothes, especially that short black skirt that lined all your curves to see, he went crazy. Leon, I have a surprise for you. You have to stay today. And after I'm persuading you for a while, you ended up staying. Did he have a surprise for you before? Definitely not. But does he have something to give you now? Certainly. And you could only wonder what.